This is Korra, the season premiere of season 4 after all these years. Which, God, it's been so long since we've seen a Korra episode, isn't it? I mean, God, it's felt like
I've been waiting
weeks.
all weeks for this.
Weeks! Which,
I'll tell you, that is one advantage to Nickelodeon not giving a flying crap.
Yeah,
is we got to see it.
whatever. Yeah, no.
Whatever, get it out of the way. We're SpongeBob.
No, it is interesting because, like, I assume we would need a year. I mean, it's like they must have done these back to back.
Yeah, some fan was asking, what, do they just not give a shit about this show? Why are they releasing it already? I'm like, no, of course not, but at least it worked in our favor this time.
Yeah, no, but it's interesting because this episode starts years later, like 3 years later, which I highly applaud. I think that's a great idea. And we allow characters to grow up and be a little different, especially for it being the last season. And we have, years later, things are almost under control, a little too bit under control. We have this,
Well, no, things aren't under control at all. You've got one side of the Earth Kingdom bringing unity while King George W. Bush is about to get crowned.
Well, no, but I'm talking about the control that is being done, you know.
Oh, you mean the Nazis?
Yeah!
I love it. We got Nazis now.
Yeah, so we pretty much have, I just call her Zelda because I forget her real name. What is it again? The character's name, that is?
Kuvira?
Kuvira, yeah.
Or is it Kovira?
Kovira.
It's spelled with a U, but by Avatar name logic, it should be pronounced Luke.
So the
names make no sense.
I'm calling her Zelda because Zelda Williams voices her.
I think it's Kuvira.
Yeah, it's pretty much going through and trying to bring balance to a pretty destroyed, you know, a couple of, not just the Earth Kingdom, but I mean, like, there's, you know, people separating, choosing sides, and she's bringing order and she's bringing food and protection, but it's very clearly her order and one rule. And
all I gotta say is Princess Zelda's pretty badass.
It's. I mean, we'll get to that in a second. So you have that. You have the air nomads. You got the kids growing up, and they're trying to protect the place. You have
Poorly.
Yeah,
one guy. Come on, one guy.
Which we're already placing bets that.
I think Zelda. The bandit was working for Princess Zelda.
Yeah, that's our thought.
Screw Kavera, we're just gonna call it Princess Zelda.
Yeah, I mean, it's too hard for me to remember. Your name's Philly Mouskowitz!
That would be an interesting twist.
Her name is Mouskowitz, Philly Mouskowitz!
Yeah.
So, and big thing, not until the very end have we seen Korra, who is apparently doing UFC UEC Earthbending Championship, I guess.
Also badass in its own way, even though she sucks.
Yeah, and getting her ass handed to her, not claiming she's the Avatar, just walks away, and that's pretty much where it ends.
I will say this. It's a great sign that you really have figured out how to start off your series when it just literally ended on that one note. I was like, yeah, whatever happened to that Avatar broad anyway? And she's like, I wouldn't know. And boom, end credits. I'm like, son of a bitch! I'm like, oh, man.
I'm just going to say, all out hooked. I fucking love this episode. I love the setup. I love the dread that's being built, and it's just all these possibilities.
This is what I wanted all along.
Yeah,
consequences, actual consequences.
Well, and it's very political, which you would think would be kind of boring. But again, even with the
well, it started off political. Like it just ended sloppily, but the whole Amon thing was a political movement.
Yeah, I mean, how do I say it?
They were more like communists, though.
Yeah, but you know what I mean? It was more like, you know, things are good and they're starting to get out of hand. Now it's like, shit has really hit the fan. A lot of things are, you know, really thrown out of line and stuff, and how do we get this balance back? And this General Zelda is pretty much doing it, but how well is she doing it? How much control
she's a general
is
now.
she
She received a promotion, gone from princess to general.
If she's moving up in the world.
Kuvira, princess, general. She's everything now.
Then Queen General Queen.
I think that's where they're going with this.
But that's what...
De Fuhrer.
But I like it because, you know, she's trying to have this guy who owns this town, this Earth Kingdom town, hand over leadership pretty much to her. and her protection and everything.
But
and
he can retain his position just under her supervision.
Yeah, so it's this thing where it's like, on the one hand, it's like, you can see this going bad. It seems like it's already going bad and people are splitting and stuff. But at the same time, what I like about it is that, A, she is getting food and protection to these people, but at what cost? And C, in dire times, I think they're doing very good at showing in dire times you do need sort of these tough, dire choices. But how far do you go with
People turn to leaders, and not always the leaders that are best for a country, in times of crisis.
Yeah,
and I was laughing at that because I was like, when she was feeding the people, and you sit there for a second, I said, well, she's feeding them, like she's doing right. And all I could think of was like, interwar Germany, we fix the roads, we make the trains run on time, it's all good!
Yeah, I mean, when the foot soldiers come out covered in metal, they're the faceless.
I know, you turned to me like, well, what could go wrong here?
Yeah, but you still get it. It's like, because...
Oh, no, they gave you a reason why you would turn to these people.
Yeah, and...
Which is how all thuggish organizations, the really, I don't want to say good ones, but the ones that at least know what they're doing, how to actually bring people in, that's what they do. They provide basic services. They provide this and that, so that then when they want to take over the world or be total raging douchebags to everybody that's labeled as the other, you're already like, well, I guess they fed me. I can go along with this.
But I'll make a little bit, I don't want to say an argument for General Zelda, but it's more that...
You're a fucking Nazi,
No.
This whole time.
No, I want to say that as of now, just this first episode of her character, if I had to guess, I would say it's not as much like she wants to rule just so she can have power. At least she doesn't think it is. I think she thinks that the world is... I mean, even with those people that tried to stop the train, she thinks to herself, these people don't know how to protect themselves. I need to protect them from themselves. They're just going to run themselves into the ground. I'm going to keep order. I'm going to keep balance. But too much is going to be sacrificed. I think she actually thinks
But notice
she
what
is
you
the
kept
best one
doing
to do
there?
it. No, exactly. That is the problem.
Yeah.
But I'm saying that it's not just, I want power. I think it is much more, I want balance, and I'm the only one who can do
But it always
the
comes
balance.
from a place of, I'm above the rest of you.
Correct.
Join me, and I will help you plebeians out.
But at the same time, we see she's good at what she does.
Oh, no,
she
that's
has
why I
established
said
order.
that's-
So I really like this.
At first, that's what any
it.
good fascist type of organization does. You get the services out there, get your name out there, branded well, and then next thing you know, it's like, oh, well, now everybody trusts us. We can do what we want.
Yeah. And I love how they kept Korra till the end. I mean, you don't see it's great build up, and it's a great reveal.
I turned to you I think when she was when the governor was signing over the kingdom, I turned to you and I was like, you know what I really like about this episode? And you were like, well, this episode's awesome. And I'm like, well, yeah, it goes that thing. But you know what I really like? And you're like, what? And I'm like, there's something key here. And you were just like, we haven't seen Korra at all. And I'm like, yeah, I really like that. You don't see Korra until the last 10 seconds of this.
But I think
Perfect.
I think it's great because now are you setting up a lot, and you're setting up what can go wrong under the guise of what's going right. But yeah, you're pretty much keeping your main character out of the first episode years later, and you have no idea where she is, and you find that she lied about where she was for months, and she's actually getting her ass kicked at the UEC. And it's a great reveal. It's great build up, and it just creates even more
UEFC.
There you go, UEFC. If I had one criticism, and it really is my only criticism, I think this episode's great. That new Earth King, it's like, okay, yeah, he's supposed to be unlikable. He's supposed to be a douche. Man, is he annoying. He's really annoying.
Do you think they're drawing him like W? Because the way they did his face, I mean, they're obviously making him an idiot. So the way they did his face, though, he's got kind of the big ears and the sort of bushy eyebrows. I kept getting this vibe off of him. Like, is this a spoof?
I don't know. If I had to guess, I'd
or
say
is it
no,
just a coincidence?
because, W is a very specific, that whole administrative, very specific kind of incompetence, and I wasn't quite getting it here.
But
and that's not
a glorified kid aspect to this guy, though, that
I don't know.
reminded me of.
I couldn't grab what kind of idiot they were going for. He just seemed like a pampered idiot, and that's it.
I think they just want somebody who's so incompetent that it's just going to make it an easy choice between
when obviously General Zelda has
Princess
to take over.
Hitler
Yeah.
and the incompetent George W. Bush type. So because the two are obviously going to go head to head if he's being coronated and she's taking over the Earth Kingdom.
Yeah.
So and I like that it's almost like like a civil war, like the Russian Civil War, where everybody's now picking sides. Because you
Yeah.
got Bolin with Kuvira, and you've got Mako now bodyguarding the Earth King to be, and then you've got other split-ups elsewhere. It's just, I don't know where Asami's falling into this. But
Well, and what I like...
that was cool, by the way. She's kind of aged.
Yeah, no,
Looking
I
even
like...
hotter. Like, now she's...
No, I like how everyone's age, everyone has changed a little bit. A lot of them are doing long-distance relationships now because they're trying to bring the world back together. They even address the spirits thing with Republic City, and I like how they go back and they're like, "Oh, thanks to Korra, didn't she do great?" Of course, like they
completely
totally
forget that they hated her.
Yeah,
which is how it works a lot of times. Presidents you hate in the
Exactly.
present, later it's just like, oh my god, he was so great.
Yeah, no, I really like the political aspect of this, which you're right, the first one did have a lot of political leaning, but in this one, it's like, again, you sort of feel like, man, this is really tough to kind of say, where in the first one, it's like, you kind of know where it's going.
Well, yeah, you couldn't go, but here's the thing, the first season being the first season, you had to just start off from a blank slate.
Oh, sure, yeah. No,
so this
is a
one, they
perfect
have
time to do
all
this.
the advantage of the stuff that came before, and they can be like, okay, well, the Earth Kingdom fell, we had all the cool stuff that happened in Season 3. Like, really, Season 3 was a good chunk of the setup here, with Season 2 doing some of the work.
Well, and it is, again, because I was always saying, like, I want 3 to kind of be bigger. This is kind of what I was hoping it would build up to. I think...
But this is it, though. Like, it's
yeah,
all
no.
one-
I'm down
Yeah.
for it. I'm totally fine with it. And I think it's better that it sort of comes, like I said in the third season, it sort of comes from a place of just... Again, as I said before, just some assholes, where now it's like we're in this big political choose a side, who are you gonna be with, who's the real leader, who's running things.
Which
and,
makes sense.
It does.
Yeah, I was thinking, because when we were talking about it in the last season, you were just like, well, it's just a bunch of assholes, but I'm like, how many of history's greatest disasters were started by just some assholes?
Well, no,
one
that's
guy
why it
shoots an
worked,
archduke, we get World War I, that spawns World War II. Bunch of guys get on some airplanes and 9/11, and now we've got like 2 wars our country's involved in, and all of this chaos, and a few people can really do a lot of damage, and that seems to be exactly what happened here.
No, so it was a good it was a good setup, and it seems like this season they're really gonna lean towards the consequences of those couple of assholes. So I really like that because, like I said, I really didn't know in season 3. I like season 3 a lot, but I'm like, I hope this is going somewhere good, and it looks like it really is now. Because I just feel that dread and I feel that uneasiness because you do sort of say, well, if I was in that situation, like what would I do? What direction would I take?
Well, I actually get Bolin. Like when Bolin was handing the food over to somebody, feeding them, and then what's her face is just like looking at him, just like
so turning away. It's
yeah,
like,
and I'm like, I would be like, if I
war.
were Bolin, I'd be like, I'm helping people. What's your problem?
But you get her side as well.
Yeah, no, you get her side as well.
It's very identifiable, and I think that is sort of, strangely enough, the key to good. I don't want to say political drama because I don't want to say necessarily Korra is a political drama, but it is kind of turning into that. Is that you understand both sides, whichever one you agree with, you get sort of where each one is coming from.
And this feels like the writer-creators finally had the time to flesh something out. Like, that's been the problem all along. Like, I'm saying it now even more that I've seen this episode. I love Season 1. I actually really enjoyed Season 1. Season 1's completely pointless. Nothing to do with any of the rest of this. Not a single damn thing. I've seen so many explanations trying to, well, but he gave her the spiritual ability to get to the... I'm like, no. Season 2 completely retconned that and started over. It's like, had Nickelodeon just said, give us 3 seasons. From the very start. We're not going to dick you around. Just give us 3 seasons, whatever you want to do. How much better do you think this would have actually been, like, as a consistent story?
I can't see these people saying, we'll give you 3 seasons, and they turn out anything good. I mean, I just can't see
right?
that. If history's
Right?
taught us anything.
Right? But, like, it seems like they got so under the gun of, well, we've only got 1 season, we'll have that one wrap up with a happy ending, because we don't know if we're going to get any more. Then at the last second, oh, we're going to give you 3 seasons after all. It's like, well, shit. Well, now we just, like, blew half our wad
We
on
gotta make it
season
bigger,
1.
we need more characters and stuff. And
Yeah.
second season, like
we
I
wrote
said,
her already into this point where she's advanced, but now we're starting over, so we have to redo it again. And
well, and it's very, I mean, with the timing, it's very clear season 3 and 4 were done back to back.
And with more of a concept of where they were going with it.
Yeah, so that's why I think, like I said...
Thanks a lot, Nick.
Well, but we do get these 2 seasons.
Yeah, no, we do, and these 2 seasons
that are quite fascinating.
And season 2 had moments that were really strong.
Season 2, I will argue, had a lot of very strong moments.
Yeah, and I will always love the mythos at the end, going into the backstory of their world, like fleshing out that mythology. So that's something that season 2 gave us that you could never take away, despite the fact that meanders in the middle. It started strong and ended strong.
I'll argue season 2 had even more than that, because I do love the twins. I love the way it started. I love the way it ended. I mean, that's a strong, big finish to that season.
I agree. It just still feels kind of disconnected from 3 and 4 so far. Like, now that I'm looking back on it, it's more connected than 1 is.
Well, that is the other thing, too, is that, like, they did address the spirits thing, and again, just my bitching and stuff, it's like, oh, I'd like to see more of the spirits and stuff, but they at least addressed it, that they're getting along, and you sort of see how they get along, too. It's like, well, they're kind of otherworldly.
In retrospect, I'm actually starting to side with you on that, because I'm like, I feel like we've gone through a whole season 3, and now at the beginning of season 4, it's like, and now they're magically living together, and I'm like, that was really the huge basis of season 2, and you just sort of kind of forgot about it and just kind of like, well, okay, I thought maybe he was going to come back in season 4 here, but I didn't see any hints dropped at all. If anything, it's just like, well, they learned to deal with it, and Republic City looks like the Mushroom Kingdom. Mm-hmm. That's pretty much it. It's like Super Mario Brothers going on. It's like, well, we adapted, I guess. I'm like, okay.
Mm-hmm. As, all, races and people or whatever kept apart and just come together in 3 years. Again, if there's anything history has shown us.
It's not the end of the world, because I think this story's way more interesting.
Yeah.
So I just would have liked them to kind of come to a conclusion with that somewhere and not just be like, and it was all magically off screen in these 3 years that we didn't show you.
Like, I mean, I would like if they came, because it looks like they're just sort of, and that's done. Next.
But between season 3 and this opening episode, like, I'm hoping this continues, because I think they found that groove again.
I'm really...
all the dicking around, they found their groove.
I don't know. I feel like this great... It sounds weird, but it's like there's this turning in my stomach of what's going to happen, but I mean that in a good way. Kind of like watching Game of Thrones. Oh no, what's going to happen? It's like... I know, like, it's unlikely. Like,
it's got that Lord of the Rings middle part, Empire Strikes Back feel of like, bad shit's going down, you're just nervous for all the characters.
Yeah, of something really big and really important.
Yeah.
And I really like that, and I think for a final season, that's such a good way to set up everything, and I'm really excited.
Well, it was a tense first episode.
It was.
Even the music the whole time is kind of like kind of making you uneasy, and everything's sort of unpleasant, and there's big question marks everywhere.
But it's not just you point and say, bad guy, here's why, just take over world. Yeah, like I said, I think you really can. She is most likely going to be the villain. And you can really...
I think it's pretty clear.
Yeah, but I mean, I like that you can watch and you can say, I see her mindset about why she thinks this can work. It's not just, I'm going to release evil, because I'm an evil nut. It's that there, or I'm an anarchist or something. It's like, no, there really is an order, and I can bring that order, and I will. These people just need to see it. And it's not going to work, but at the same time, you get it. You get why she's coming from.
It is funny because I think now we were talking about this last season because we didn't know where this season was going to go yet. But now I think we've got all the 4 major kind of political groups. We started off with communists. Everything must be equal. Then we started off with the religious nutbags. And then we had the anarchists. And now we've got fascists.
Yeah.
Like, we've done all the big isms. Which is kind of cool, actually.
Yeah, but this one, like I said, I think, and maybe more for adults, I don't know, maybe not for kids, but I think we can relate to it more because, we have seen, growing up, we have seen places that have gone to rubble and tried to bring it back, other countries and even sometimes here, and sometimes
we've caused that.
Yeah, but through the actual attempt of trying to bring it back and trying to rebuild it and giving control to people that we trust, sometimes we trust them too much or sometimes they ask too much, and it's a tough line to draw. It actually is sometimes, very tricky to go, well, where and when, because sometimes these people are going to save you. It's just, they're calling the shots and you have no choice. So I'm really intrigued by it.
This is really good.
Yeah, as much as I like season 3, I can't remember the last time I was like, oh, I'm really excited for the next one. This one, it's like, I'm really excited, really hyped to see where this is going to go.
Even breaking out all of the villains in season 3 out of their various prisons, which was really badass. And I still think this episode blows everything in season 3 away.
Yeah,
Just
I
this
agree.
one episode, I'm totally wrapped up in
Yeah, I can't even think of it, with the exception maybe a little bit of the Earth Prince or King, whatever.
He was annoying.
You know, it's like, that's one part I'm like, okay, can we fast forward this? But like,
I just feel
everything,
bad for
I'm just
Mako.
like, what is gonna happen? Oh my god, like, I was so invested, and I am just like, super hyped for this season.
As I said, that ending, when it just cut to the end credits, and she's like, I don't know. I was like, oh god damn it, why couldn't this be an hour long?
So, no, we're very excited, so,
Well done, Avatar. Well
yeah,
done.
keep it going.